Welcome back to Tropical Outlook on the 4th of September 2025. We are continuing to watch Inverse 91L in the Atlantic Ocean, now estimated to have a high chance to develop into a tropical cyclone over the next 7 days. And we also are watching two interesting tropical cyclones in the Eastern Pacific Ocean, one of them being a major hurricane with the name Kiko, Category 4 hurricane, very powerful indeed, but luckily it's really far away from land, and really we are not expecting any impacts in the short term. We do, however, have Tropical Storm Lorena very close to the Baja California peninsula, which is sparking tropical storm warnings in that region. So this is Invest 91L in the Atlantic Ocean, still located in the tropical Atlantic, looking more organized compared to a few days ago. Medium chance to develop in the next 2 days, 50%, and up to 80% high chance to develop in the next 7 days. Looking at it, has a decent amount of convection developing in and around the center, and it's smaller than comparing to a few days ago. And usually when a system is smaller, it intensifies quicker than other systems. So obviously we will be seeing some gradual development coming from 91L, and it's now looking quite likely to become a tropical storm, which is likely to be named Gabrielle, which is the next name on the list. And here is Major Hurricane Kiko, obviously the headline of today, still a Category 4 hurricane, with winds of up to 130 miles per hour, slightly weaker than this morning. I believe it once had winds of up to 145 miles per hour. And now it has minimum pressure of 951 millibars, located at 13.8 degrees north, 133.7 degrees east, moving westward at 9 miles per hour, which is very slow indeed. On the satellite you can see a clear image of powerful tropical cyclone, decent eye structure and a very strong convection surrounding it. The eye does seem to have muffled a little bit in the last couple of frames, and the convection to the western side of the system seems to be slightly weaker in these frames as well, so it's expected to intensify again, however, probably reaching to 145 miles per hour threshold yet again early or later tomorrow, and then after that it will gradually weaken and approach Hawaii next week as a much weaker storm. So hopefully it will be really weak, or even not be a tropical storm anymore when it approaches Hawaii, but currently we are expecting it to become still something as it approaches that region. This is Tropical Storm Lorena, as mentioned earlier today, very close to Baja California. You can see all those rain clouds moving into land, bringing tropical storm condition and heavy rainfall to those areas. Now the Lorena is currently quite heavily affected by wind shear. It's looking much worse than yesterday. It was a Category 1 hurricane, but now it's much weaker now. I don't think it's even with winds of 70 miles per hour anymore. I think it could be lower than what National Hurricane Center is estimating, but currently we will stick with that. Minimum pressure of 991 millibars, 24.2 degrees north, 112.4 degrees west, moving northwestward at 8 miles per hour. And although it's very close to Baja California, it's weakening rapidly, so we are expecting it to become a remnant low before it even reaches land. And we can see all signs of weak tropical cyclone here, all this convection now getting pulled away from its center, and the circulation motions seem to have completely stopped and disappeared. And under these circumstances we are obviously expecting a much weaker tropical cyclone very soon. So let's go back to the Atlantic Ocean with the latest European ensemble forecast. In the first few days, most models expecting a westerly track from 91L, and then some expect a little more towards the north comparing to others, and that divergence will become more significant when 91L approaches the Lesser Antilles. Here, some expect a bigger shift towards the north and away from the Lesser Antilles, but some, whilst just shy of about half of the members, much more than previous model runs, expecting 91L to run straight through the Lesser Antilles over next week, especially the Leeward Islands probably getting the biggest and closest approach. So the key point here is how early or how late the shift towards the north is going to happen for 91L, and that will be definitive for how big an impact to the Lesser Antilles we could expect from this very system. The GFS also has changed their forecast and expectation Obviously, they're still expecting a tropical depression to spin itself up by Saturday and then further intensify into a tropical storm by next Monday. And then it will track towards the west, and then interestingly, GFS now expected to move straight across the Lesser Antilles, perhaps as a Category 1 hurricane. Bear in mind, a couple days ago, GFS was only expecting it to shift towards the north and move away from the Lesser Antilles, much more far away than what it's expecting now. So, if they're expecting a direct impact now, this is showing a trend of these computer models seem to be shifting towards much closer track to the Lesser Antilles and a bigger impact to those regions, and we should be certainly keeping our heads raised. But obviously, as I always say, these model runs are not 100% certain, so we will be watching it, and let's just be cautious about these things. Sea surface temperature right now around 28 degrees where 91L is, up to 29 degrees as we go more towards the west, which is going to benefit 91L more. It's going to throw up more convection under these high sea surface temperature, and even up to 30 degrees in some spots around the Lesser Antilles and the Caribbean. Very warm indeed. In the Atlantic Ocean, the next name on the list is Gabrielle, followed by Humberto, Imelda, Jerry and Karen. The landfall in the United States of America has been recorded once, which is coming from Tropical Storm Chantal, winds of 40 miles per hour, weak tropical storm landfall. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon.